from health to education now, the University of Bradford has unveiled a scholarship scheme to help get more white working-class men into higher education. It's an unprecedented move, and it comes as government data reveals that under 5% of white male pupils eligible for free school meals go on to further study after school. So at Bradford, a university based in one of the UK's most multicultural cities, the proportion is even lower, with the group making up less than 2% of the student body. The university is offering students in this economic demographic and already living in the Bradford area a bursary of £400 a month towards living costs while they study. And I say to this, how have we come to this level of social engineering, digging down into people's surface ethnicity to come up with such conclusions, assuming someone is white and working class and so therefore is less likely to, it is pulling people apart.
Well,
and if we can get to a meritocracy-orientated society again, I'm sick and upset about this because people lose their livelihoods, their ambitions, and they are divorced from
hang on a second.
I'm really upset with...
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, this is...
I'm sorry, I think you've kind of... You've reduced this as being not important as to being something that really upsets you. But this is actually...
Look, it needs to be kickstarted, but at that...
This is an actual genuine issue, right? So I think, first of all, we need to have a really grown-up discussion when it comes to, hate to say it, diversity. And in this particular town and in this particular university and the intake that it gets, other social groups, and this is about class, actually. It's not really about race, it's about class. Other groups are doing much better because within them they have people who are encouraging people within their groups, in their social mobility groups, to go to university. So Black African children, women are doing particularly well and will go to university because they have people within their community who will push them to do that. But white working class boys don't have that.
So really badly.
So therefore, this bursary is a good idea if it gets people who would like to go to university, gives them the confidence, gets rid of that imposter syndrome, has support, and gives people support to be able to go to uni if they want to do that. That's important.
I think that is important. But I think there's another important point and lesson that we can learn, which is when you have a town which has a completely different demographic in terms of race, class, background, all sorts of things than maybe other places in the UK, and then you see that a minority within that is struggling in some shape or form. It then shines the light on when you're looking around the country and you're looking at the issues of diversity and ethnicity and class and race and all these divisive issues that we have. It actually should shine a light that discrimination and lack of performance can happen within any community if it's ignored. And I don't care whether you're black or white or Asian or old or young or anything else. If you are in the minority, you can very often find yourself marginalised. And that's what this is about. And that is also about, I don't like positive discrimination per se. I don't like it when you have, say, we will only have X number of candidates and they'll all come from this and they all have to come from that.
Based on the colour of your skin or your gender.
It should be skills first. But on the other hand, if you are trying to push and mobilise a group of people who have been marginalised and are a very small section of society, I'm all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And can I just say, it's not just in Bradford, is it? We know that white working-class boys, so the ones that are getting free school meals, i.e. the poorest, don't do educationally well and therefore don't go into higher education at university level.
Well, but
this is across the UK.
I completely understand that. And obviously, it's a bit jarring having the skin colour there, like white working class, black this. It should obviously be on the groups that are suffering the most, and it shouldn't be based on your race or ethnicity. It should be based on just that specific subset of society, class, for instance, that's not doing well. But I have a huge problem with the idea that university is the answer, right?
Yeah,
we do know that higher education, there's a strong link between higher education and social mobility, but we also often draw parallels between the British education system and the German German education system, where they value, for instance, apprenticeships and technical education that we, in a way that we really don't. To say that someone hasn't gone to university, therefore cannot maximize their potential is completely ridiculous, because you can have, like the Germans have, a system where you have an apprenticeship where you're learning to become an aircraft engineer.
And it's as highly valued
or working as a mechanic.
We have to bring that
What the
back.
University of Bradford is doing is offering them the option, which they would have ruled out. They wouldn't have had the academic. They wouldn't even have considered an academic route. And so this is a good thing.
Well, yeah, of
If
course.
it kickstarts it, it's fine. But at some point, meritocracy, as James says, we have to get back to that word.
Never going to happen.
Absolutely.